Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Mini Bedlam from Benchmade Knives. Now if you've been following the knife community and Benchmade for a while, you might be familiar with the original Bedlam. It was discontinued, I want to say about now going on about 5 years ago. And as you can see in my hands, this isn't exactly small. Even though it's called the Mini, the original Bedlam was just that big. So before we get into any other details, I wanted to immediately talk about the size of this one since it is a Mini. As you can see, it is really not small. As I said, you are getting about 3.5 inches of cutting edge, and overall this is about over 8.5 inches long. And while I'd love to do a side-by-side with the original, sadly I do not have one of those on hand, but I do have a K-Bar BK Kephart here. And it's roughly the size of what the original was, which was just a bit shy of 10 inches overall. It was about 4 inches of blade length, so not exactly the same here, but just to give you a quick side-by-side of roughly how much that was scaled down, this can give you an idea. So with that out of the way, we can actually talk about all of the cool new updates and upgrades from the original Bedlam that we get here with the Mini. So up there at the blade, you get pretty much the exact same profile. The swedge and shape and everything are the same, just of course shrunk down. But you do get a massive steel upgrade. Before it came in 154 cm. Now with the Mini, you are looking at S90V across all of the variants that we have so far. And I'll go ahead and bring those in while I'm talking about it. The other two variants are Cerakote coated, so that's a difference here. Again, they are all S90V though. So with these Cerakote versions, you can see they come with different handles as well as in the all black version, you get part serrations, just like the original Bedlam, which I think is pretty cool. And on those handles, you get either those G10 options or that marbled carbon fiber. And it's interesting because they all have a different texture to them as well. And I'll go ahead and flip them over so that you can see the back side of them. Their colorways match on the clips and the pivot collars there too. But for the rest of this, I will continue to just focus on the carbon fiber version because it's my personal favorite. And as we make our way down towards the handle, we'll look at the opening mechanisms. So this does still run with their dual thumb studs, making it a fully ambidextrous knife, which I think is really cool. Down here on the bottom, you can see this is a tip-up only clip, but that is reversible. And one cool change and upgrade from the previous Bedlam is this is on their 3-screw, which is now pretty much their standard clip across all their models. On the previous one, it just had a rather thin, skinny 2-screw clip. I'll try and show you what that looks like with an image on the screen here. And while I didn't dislike that clip at all, I do like the change to this more standard 3-screw clip, because say you wanted to shrink it down and do like a mini bug out clip, which I know a lot of people do on all Benchmades, you could totally just do that now, and you don't have to worry about having unique clips on all your different knives. So I think that's really nice. So as I said, this version is their marbled carbon fiber, but you do get the G10 options. These do have those stainless steel liners there, which are skeletonized to reduce some weight. And you can see on the back there is just a single barrel spacer, and then that thicker spacer down there at the bottom. At the pivot, it is still on phosphor bronze washers, and then all of those Torx screws and at the pivot, those are all stainless steel as well, so that's cool. One other size comparison I wanted to do is bring in the original full-size Griptilian, just to show you that you do get, it's pretty much the same amount of cutting edge if you look at it there. You just get a slightly thinner and longer handle. So if you're familiar with that one, I think it's a pretty good size comparison. And then very last but not least, I wanted to go ahead and show you the weight here. So these are at about 4.6, 4.76, and then about 4.8 ounces. So all shy of 5 ounces, which I think is pretty cool, because while it is hefty, It's definitely a lot lighter than the original, which was over 7 ounces, so definitely a much more EDC-friendly package. Overall, I am a big fan of the Mini Bedlam here. I've always been a fan of these super upswept blades, whether you want to call them like a Persian or Scimitar blade. I've just always really liked the look of them, and I'm really happy to have one, like an option to carry one in a really EDC-friendly package, because again, it is a pretty big knife still. It is, even though it's the Mini, as I said, it is still a bit bigger than most of the knives I tend to carry, but it's also one of the smallest and just most comfortable Persian style blades that I've ever felt. So I'm excited to see what y'all think in the comments below. And yeah, as I said, I really, really like the look of the carbon fiber and the just standard like tumbled stone-washed one. That style and colorway just really does it for me. And with S90V, you're just going to get super slicey performance. So I'm really tempted to pick one of these up. Be sure to let me know your favorite version. As always, if you want to see even more information on these or pick one up for yourself, links are down in the description box below. They'll take you on over to GPKNIVES.com. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and stay sharp.